Okay, guys, welcome to the 3 days challenge of how to make the consistency engine. There's different engines that we build. That's why in the presentation here you can see an engine, and every part of the puzzle has to be created exactly as we teach you. Because in this community in general, we teach you how to transform your career, and we teach you how to build that engine that will bring you jobs on a 24/7 for life. And we have proved our point. The first time that we ran this course, actually, we had 25 people, and most of them had experienced a mindset shift, and a lot of them got jobs, moved careers, went up in their careers. So why me? Because I'm an international HRIS. For those of you who don't know what HRIS is, it's Human Resource Information System. It's a little bit different than human resource. It's an information system behind it. And I've been a consultant for Workday at Fortune 500 companies, especially in PwC and KPMG, who were the partner implementing those systems, especially recruitment systems. And I've been doing that for the last 10 years. That's why I bring a lot of industry experience and insiders for you guys, so you can take it and learn. Sorry, guys, mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Do not interrupt my sessions. Okay, everybody's supposed to be on mute. Otherwise, we cannot have you in the meeting. So, as I was saying, the insiders that I'm giving you, these are the insiders that not a lot of people have access to. Only a few people who are not people in HR don't even have a lot of these accesses because they are not working with the systems. They're only seeing the first layers of those information. But since we are implementing this system, we're building this recruitment system, we have access to all the tiers. That's why I'm giving you this information, and that's why you see success throughout this program. And based on the members that I've had, and I coached more than in the BTE core, we have had a turnover of 500 people so far. They came, some of them stayed, some of them went, got jobs and left. And in the free group, we have about 1,500 students right now. So soon I will be able to claim that I coached more than 2,000 people. Thank you for being here. The reason that I'm here is you guys, and thanks for working hard toward your goals, because you also help me reach my goals, which is to help 1,000 people get jobs, not just coach them or teach them. My goal is to help 1,000 people get actually jobs. So to start with what we do here, our program is specifically crafted to facilitate immediate career transformation. That's why we see a lot of people get jobs in 7 days. We have had examples, people get jobs from 7 days all up to 60 days. If you do the task, if you stay committed, if you do not skip any of the steps that I teach you, you will get results immediately, because the system works and we have proved it so many times. So, and I'll talk about it more today on how the new model is different than the previous model that you guys probably have been doing. And that is the main reason that our system works better than the previous system. First thing first, you need to understand the challenges in the job applications. And throughout, as I create new courses and I teach you more, I start realizing that what are the obstacles people are facing? What are the problems people are facing? Because I can right now categorize you guys in different categories that based on your problems and obstacles. And we are improving our systems as we go forward. So right now, many job seekers struggle for years without seeing results from their application, leading to feeling of hopelessness and frustration. This often stems from ineffective job search strategies or lack of understanding. How many of you, you don't need to unmute yourself, just raise your, how many of you are going to Indeed and apply and just send a resume? send 100 resumes per day, and wish for the best. This is not working. I've explained it so many times in my courses that this method is not working anymore. It might have been working. I remember 15 years ago when we wanted to start the industry, we were told to do this. We were told to go to Workopolis. Back in the days, there was Workopolis. It was like the biggest platform for job application. We were told by our instructor to go there and apply there. Even then, the response rate was so low. We couldn't get results from Workopolis 15 years ago. And I see people are still going to Indeed and these kind of platforms still applying, and of course you lose, of course you fail in your job search. So that's not gonna work anymore. And the second thing is that this is what I realized by working with so many people. You do not get feedback. If you do not get feedback, and feedback could be in the entire cycle of your career development. It could be from how to show up in the interviews, what do you say in interviews, what you don't say in the interviews, how you research the jobs that you're going to apply to, what do you know about the companies that you're going to apply to. If you keep expect much, because job finding, I always say, it's like marrying someone. If you don't randomly marry someone, and you don't randomly go out there and ask everybody to marry you. Job is a serious thing because you are supposed to spend 8 hours a day on a job site or in a company. And you need to understand where you're getting yourself into, because without it, you end up not liking the place, they end up not liking you, and you have to leave anyway. So that is very important, that you understand what you're doing. The first thing that people in my community learn is that what the hell they're doing with their jobs. And you need to understand there is a fierce competition in the job market. You're not alone. That's why we get all of these requests from people. Yeah, this is hard. The job market is highly competitive, thousands of applicants fighting for the same position. But with the techniques and information I give you, you position yourself from a newbie to a professional. That's why when Kevin goes to an interview, the manager asking, where did you learn all of these terms? I teach you to talk about terms, the words, the exact words that even only HR people in organization know about. And when you start talking their language, they naturally start liking you more. And that is the first networking trick. The first networking trick is to become likable and open the opportunity for the other person to listen to you and start connecting with you. So that's why these techniques and secrets are working for so many people. But what I realized working with more than 300 people, you are either stuck in one of the stages of career transformation. There are technically two stages. The first one is to start getting interviews from invisible. And the second one is that once you start getting interviews, to passing those interviews. And we will talk about that in more details. And if you follow my blueprint and stay consistent and be patient, I'll guarantee you see immediate results within a week. And I have proved it. And if you go to comments on day 0 or day 1 or day 2, people are commenting, and you can see they're actually getting results. After years of stagnation, after years of going into the wrong direction, now they're seeing results. Now they're getting interviews. And as soon as you get interviews, the doors opens. And then once you build that engine, which we'll talk about today, your first engine, guys, you create an engine. That engine will bring you interview. And once those interviews, not all of them are supposed to give you jobs. Some of them are for your practice. Some of them are for your information. Some of them are for your confidence. And some of them are for actually getting a job. And after we get all of those, we teach you how to transition to interview readiness and how to pass those interviews. But first thing first, you need to create that engine which gets you the interviews. Okay? How many of you do not get 5 interviews per week? Raise your hand. I bet so many of you don't get into 5 interviews per week. And the only reason that you're not getting interviews is that because you are applying blindly and you don't have a system. You don't acknowledge the obstacles that you're having. And we talk about that today too. So you need to start implementing strategies as I teach you, a step by step, guys. One person came to me the other day, and it was her 3rd day. And she came to me and said, I'm confused. I said, why? I said, I watched 3 videos and I don't know what to do. I went to check on her contribution. I saw she did nothing. She just watched what this is not a Netflix. This platform, if you are treating this platform as a Netflix or like Udemy or Coursera, please leave. This is not going to work for you. This platform is based on action and executions. We teach you what to do, where to do it, how to do it, and you need to keep doing this stuff, be patient, go to the next step. There are so many insiders, there's so many secrets, especially in the networking accelerator, that if you don't apply them, you cannot build that engine that I tell you. So jobs for the rest of your life, like it does for me. I exactly taught you how I built that engine 10 years ago. My engine. I will never stay jobless because every day I wake up, there are recruiters knocking on my door asking to have a conversation with me. And you can do the same, because I proved a lot of you guys has done that. Go talk to them. Go to talk to, for example, Zara. She has a job, but she has 2 interviews per day. And when I ask, why do you do this? She says, oh, I just want to learn more about the industry. So the first thing is that to build that engine and start looking at opportunities that are around you. Guys, there are so many. How many of you know how many companies exist in North America? Has anybody done the research? And then how many know, how many of you have research about the top 100 recruiter in Canada or US? You need the first thing the first thing you need to do is that to research the top 100 recruit. Every year, governments are giving awards to the first top 100 recruiters in North America, in their country. It's either US or Canada. So governments are giving awards to the first 100 recruiters. And imagine if you only target the first top 100 recruiters, how your life would be once you get into them. Because those countries is like, that is the difference between going to a 1-star hotel and a 5-star hotel. How many of you have had the experience, like the service? When you go to a 1-star hotel or a motel, what do you get versus you go to a 5-star hotel? The difference is you pay more, you get a better service. This is exactly happening in the job industry. When you research the first top 100 recruiters and apply to them and eventually get a job in one of them, you will experience a whole different way of working, a whole different way of development, career advancement, and type of relationship that you build in those first top 100 versus if you apply randomly and end up somewhere and just work. And I always say in my lectures and courses, guys, you guys are elite. Why are you elite? Because you've already immigrated. If you were not elite, you couldn't even submit those applications, pass a TOEFL or IELTS or immigrate or do this. So if you've immigrated, because our communities were immigrants, that's why I don't let anybody inside from home country, because they're not immigrants. They haven't experienced the immigration. If you haven't experienced immigration, you're not in our category. So first thing first, you have immigrated and you prove that you are capable. And now your only job is that to transfer your value, be able to present your value to the employer. And those 100 employees that I told you, they are dying to find good talent. Why Alex knows this? Because Alex has been in their system. Alex has been helping their HR directors, has been helping their C-level directors to teach. I have firsthand talked to them and experienced the fact that they are dying to get good talent, and there's no good talent. There are people who know personal branding. There are people who know how to apply and get jobs and how to use networking, get referrals, but there are not a lot of good talents. They are not loyal. They leave early. They get the job after a while. They jump to another job. They don't commit to their work. And I know for most of you immigrants, you guys are super committed. You guys are super loyal. You immigrated to build that lifestyle that you always wanted. So I get that. I've been there. The way that we as immigrants work, nobody else can work in North America. At least those people who haven't been immigrated cannot do that. So you have that advantage already. The way to cultivate that advantage is that to be consistent and do not let the disappointment come to you, as we talk about it today. So day one objective is to shift your mindsets. You're not job hunting anymore. You're building professional momentum. That's the first thing you need to learn. Job hunting is different than building a network. And this is what we do here. That's why when I say, if you don't have a profile picture, you do not belong here. If you cannot come to a meeting prepared and be able to talk to other people, at least I cannot advocate for you to go to Fortune 500. I think God gave me a mission here by putting me as an HR consultant in those companies. Maybe now my mission should be to bring good people to Fortune 500, right? Because I have that knowledge. I can help you come to these companies and work here. But if you're not professional, I'm doing a bad job of placing you and giving you these secrets and bringing you to these companies. So my mission is to help you. As long as you are professional, you try to show up differently, you try to act differently. And that is very important, guys, because we're building a network here. Everybody who comes to these sessions, everybody, especially who comes to the BTE core, you guys are networking with me and other people on a different level. And that new level is just the beginning. Imagine 10 years into the future, how this network will evolve, how you're using this network, the people here, the people that you build on network. And I have a post about this. We have a compounding effect. Imagine every one of you has 200,000 connection on network on LinkedIn. And we as a community have access to each other's network. That is a huge network. So the old model, as I was telling you, was apply, wait, get one interview, get emotional, go there, lose it, and then become depressed. And then after a while, come back, see, okay, my saving is going down. Let's repeat the process. You go apply more, you wait, one interview, get emotional. That is not a strategy. I call it gambling. That is not even the right way to do this. Because a lot of you guys have come to me and say, oh, I got an interview. What should I do? The first thing I tell them, don't get excited. One interview is nothing, even if it's at Facebook. One person came to me and said, oh, I got an interview on Facebook because of the secrets you taught me. I said, okay, it's good, but don't get excited because they're not going to accept you. I know that. I know that for a fact. I taught you the secrets. Now you know how to get interviews. You got an interview with Facebook. of soft skills. You're missing a lot of ethics. You've been here so new. You haven't even been here for a full year. You can't handle a conversation properly. So they definitely not let you in, but it's good that you have that conversation with them. So you need to start having interviews at scale. You need to do this a lot of times. Do not get emotional or excited. Yes, one of in 1,000 cases, once in a blue moon, one into the first interview will land the job. Okay, good. If that happens, you're lucky. You can go buy lottery because you can hit the jackpot. That's good for you. You're a lucky person. But it's not always like that. You have to get a lot of interviews until you see results. So don't get emotional. The new model is that you build positioning. The positioning is only happening on LinkedIn, guys. There is no other place. Imagine I was trying to build this community not on this app. Imagine I was building it on Telegram or a WhatsApp group or a Facebook group. How different would it be? Can you imagine? There was no structure, there was no classroom, there was no calendar, there was no uh, maps, there was no community questioning. So imagine you go to a wrong platform at trying to do the right thing. It doesn't work. So it is very important that you start creating the engine that I teach you on LinkedIn. That is the right platform. Why I say LinkedIn, I've said it many times. Those people who hire you every day, they are getting paid by the companies to open their laptop and spend time on LinkedIn. That's where they are. That's why, imagine if you want trout, you go to a river, you don't go to ocean, right? Because ocean doesn't have trouts. The trouts are in the river. So you go to a river to get trout. If you go to ocean, even if you have the best equipment and the best yacht and the boat, you don't catch any trout in the ocean. Same thing. People from good companies hire people on LinkedIn. They don't go anywhere else. They spend time, they're getting paid to spend time on LinkedIn. That is their KPIs. They advertise on LinkedIn. They pay LinkedIn to show them talent on LinkedIn. So if you don't have how many of you don't have LinkedIn Premium? This is not good. If you don't have LinkedIn Premium, you cannot do what I teach you. You cannot position yourself. You need to first, at least you need to have it for a few months. I don't say for one full year. Don't buy it for one full year because you might get a job in 2 months. But you build that network engine, you build that connections with the paid plan. The free plan is very limited. It might as well restrict you and you cannot work with LinkedIn anymore because it feels like you're spamming. But you have to have a paid plan for at least a few months. You have to send connections as we instruct you. There's a number to it. Every week, you have to do that until you build that professional network. Then you start seeing the opportunities as we teach you. So start thinking on building professional relationships. Okay, this is what we teach you in the Networking Accelerator. In Networking Accelerator, we'll exactly show you what to do step by step, and then we give you the ingredients to proceed, and then you need energy and you need focus. Why I put it in parentheses? Because a lot of you get emotional after my sessions. You watch the content and you get emotional, the energy comes up, but you're not focused. You do something and then something pops up on the phone, you go to the phone. You come back here and then Facebook notification. You go to Facebook and then Instagram, and then you want to go. You have to set a time, as I teach you today, focused on networking and building relationship. Why? because energy creates action, action creates opportunity. Very important. All the secrets I tell you is one side, the energy you need to do the task on the other side. The energy is very important, and where the energy comes from, it comes from this community, it comes from the action that you take. If you do not take action, guys, there will be no energy. Most people don't fail because they're underqualified, especially as I told you from the immigrant community. They fail because they show up randomly. They do one thing today, tomorrow, okay, let's rest. 2 days after. Why? I feel like none of you have seen a benchmark before. You haven't seen a comparable. You know, your comparable is yourself that was applying before. So if I tell you to do 200 connection per week this week, and you have been doing 5 connections last week, if you do 50 connection, you think you're good, whereas you're not. So you don't compare yourself with the 5 connections that we've been doing that thinking 50 is good. You compare yourself with the KPI that we teach you. If we tell you the max is 200, if you don't do 200, you are losing to the competition out there, to the other nationalities, other people, other immigrants, other non-immigrants, whoever is fighting for those roles. And believe it or not, the moment you get into one of those top 100 companies, top 100 recruitment firms, your life will change forever. Because the type of connections and the type of understanding you will gain from those environments is next level. Exactly like this community. You've probably been in so many communities before. You have taken so many courses before. How different it is than this community. You know it. You don't have to raise your hand or tell me. I know that you know what you're getting here. This is the exact same mindset shift if you get yourself to one of those good companies. I got that mindset shift when I went to PwC. I've actually worked in a lot of good firms before that. Don't get me wrong. I've worked in a lot of small and big good firms, not ordinary firms, good, great firms. But that PwC experience was totally different. And I cannot say everybody who joins PwC get the same mindset. No, because we were the top team at PwC as well. Like that, I was so lucky. I joined a team in a PwC. It was 110 of us. We won the best consulting award in the entire company. And I was so lucky that I got to hang out and meet with like amazing people. A lot of them were entrepreneurs, actually. And then we had the best of both worlds. We had the culture of entrepreneurship inside that company, and then we had the culture of corporate life. So I got it both. I learned how corporate works. I learned how entrepreneurship works. I learned it all, and it was a very good mindset shift for me ever since. So that's why I want you guys to work for good companies. That's why in the networking accelerator, I keep telling you, if you go to interviews and they're not offering any benefits, don't go there. Don't even talk to them. Don't waste your time with jobs that are commission based. Don't waste your job. Don't waste your valuable, guys. When you immigrated, you put everything behind you for a better future. And every second, every hour of your life worth fighting for, because you are here for a bigger mission, and that is freedom, right? It could be financial freedom. It could be just freedom. Waste your time going to the wrong direction or doing the things that are not right for you. Don't work for the companies without benefit. Don't work for the companies that don't appreciate you or value you, because you have one single thing that all the companies are looking for, and that is commitment. commitment is a very important uh, is a very, very, very important uh, commodity, I would say. It's a commodity these days, guys. And commitment, you cannot find commitment in a lot of people. And that is, I always tell you, when you go to interviews and they say, okay, what is your achievement? Talk about your commitment in immigration. Talk about your immigration. But you have to be able to talk about it in a right way. That is another story that I talk about in the interview transformation course. I teach you how to speak about your experiences. I teach you how to tell stories, because a lot of you, when I say talk about your immigration, you have no idea what are you talking about. You just talk as if you're talking to your friend over a coffee or over a tea. No, you have to have a structure in place. Everything from now on, when we build this system, we start having a structure for everything. Everything has to be structured. Everything has to be practiced, exactly like the blueprint that I created for you, exactly like this session that we're having right now. I'm having a presentation for you. This is a structure to it, right? It's prepared. That's why it has an impact. Same thing with your personal branding. You are building you are changing your identity for a professional person who is looking for jobs in North America. And you need to be able to show those values everywhere. In LinkedIn, on your resume, when you show up to interviews, on your daily interactions, and then it becomes a lifestyle, because not only you're looking good on LinkedIn, you're talking good on the way out. When you're on the elevator or going out, you say good morning to your neighbor. That's why I say networking is a lifestyle, because the moment you start applying these methods and techniques, it becomes part of you. Been many events that people got jobs just because, not on LinkedIn actually, but somewhere else in a restaurant or at the pool, because they started a conversation with someone who has been there, and that guy happened to be a CEO of another company. Why that conversation started in the first place? Because you had the right mindset. Because you were, as I told you, you were on the professional networking mindset rather than the job hunting. When you are on a professional mindset mode, you do that all the way. It's not that you do it on LinkedIn or then you don't do it. You do it every day. You go to supermarket, you do it. You go to elevator, you do it. You go to park, you go to gym, you go to jacuzzi. Everywhere you go, you start doing this, because it's programmed on you. That's why I tell you, you guys have to be consistent. You have to do this every day. It's like a muscle. If you want to build muscle, you practice every day, and that muscle grow. After 30 days, you don't know yourself. You go in front of mirror, so, oh my God. Now we're doing this with your mind. We teach you what to do every day. You do that every day. After 3 months, 2 months, your mindset would be a different person. You look at the world differently. The way you network, the way you ask questions, the way you show up, those are all will be different. So before confidence, before networking, before strategy, before even motivation, you need a state control. You need to have a higher understanding of what we are doing, why we are doing this, and how we are doing this. And these are very, very important. I'm sure a lot of you guys, these are new to a lot of you. But you need to understand, movement creates clarity. Clarity creates action. Action creates visibility. For a lot of you who say, oh, I'm invisible, nobody contacts me, I don't get interviews, because you're not visible, do it backward. Then because you don't take daily action, why you don't take daily action? Because you have no clarity. And we give you clarity in this community, especially in the BT core. We give you a lot of clarity, and we give you movement. These sessions are designed to give you movement. Because I'm on a movement, now I'm giving you that movement. It's like a torch. You've seen Olympic guys? One person has a torch, it goes, give it to the next person, get the torch, run with it, give it to another person. So the torch keeps going. This is a torch. I've got my movement from someone. Okay. Now I have that torch. I'm giving you that torch through this session, through this movement, through this community, through this post, through the calendar. So I'm giving you that movement, and then I give you clarity. But the action I cannot give you. You have to do it yourself. The moment you start doing actions, you become visible. One of you on this session, I see your names, I don't want to call it out, but one of you was telling me I haven't seen results, and I asked him, how many connections you make per day? He said, oh, I've been busy, I haven't done any connections. I said, there's no point of being here. You have to make connections. This community is based on executions, guys. I don't have any course for you to watch and then disappear or become hyped, get motivated, and then nothing. No, it never works. I was in the fun thing about this community or program or my lectures is that I've been in your shoes before. Whatever you did in your life, I've done that. You immigrated, I immigrated. You've been jobless, I've been jobless. You applied and didn't get result, I applied and didn't get result. You applied and got emotional, I applied and got emotional. You went to the last interview, waited for 2 months and you didn't hear back. I went to the last interview with the CEO, waited 2 months and didn't hear back. So everything that you're experiencing, I've experienced. The one thing that I experienced more than you, I was lucky I got on the HRIS. I started designing this recruitment system, and I started getting on the other side, watching people like you applying. And I was seeing resumes. I was seeing how they've been treated. I was seeing how they've been interviewed. I was talking to the recruiters. I was talking to the HR people. I was understanding what they're looking for. Then the whole new perspective opened for me. And then now I decided to teach it to you because I know personal branding. I know how to bring you from Instagram or different platforms here and teach you this stuff and convince you that this is work. And it's working. If you follow the sequence I created for you, it is working. So other people don't fail because they lack skills. They fail because they run out of energy. And this is the exact problem that we solved with this community. You went to YouTube, you watched a lot of videos, you went to Udemy, you went to this course, that course. Everything you did, you learned something, you became emotional, you had energy, but at the end of the day, you did not keep that energy. And low energy, guys, is very, very dangerous. Why? Because low energy will lead to overthinking. How many of you overthink? Like, I get messages from you that even if you want to message a manager, you overthink. This is absurd. I don't understand why you guys overthink. I always say, if you don't have a job, if you don't have that job, why are you afraid of sending it? The worst thing is that you don't keep getting that job. So what are you afraid of? You overthink about so many non-important things, and you should stop that. And that's because of your energy. It's like sitting on the side of a soccer game and keep thinking, if I was there, I would shoot. If I was there, I would defend better. If I was there, I would run better. No, you get on the court, you start running, and then you try to shoot, and then you see you would do the exact same thing as the other guy did because the ground was slippery. The ground was wet. You couldn't shoot. But when you sit on the sideline and you look at the person and say, oh, he couldn't shoot because he's stupid. No, because the situation was different. So if you overthink, nothing happens. And you just bring your energy lower and lower and lower. And then avoidance happens. You start avoiding things. You start applying anymore. On Uber, I get a lot of messages on Instagram on a daily basis. You have no idea. My Instagram, guys, I don't even have time to read messages anymore because now we have an AI talk to people because I don't have time. I get thousands of messages every day, people telling me that I was applying for 1 year or 2 year or 3 year. Now I have to do Uber to support my family because you're avoiding the reality, right? And then you become silent. You become silent. You see no help, and then I have to advertise, pay Facebook to show my ads to you to come here and watch my speech because you're so silent. You're scared. But it shouldn't stay like that because even if you get a job and go to those companies, you have to come out of your silence mode. You have to have energy. You have to be contributing. That is why I tell you contribute from this community. Contribution starts from this community. If you learn how to contribute to others, to community, the jobs are the same. The jobs are the different community structure that pays you, right? You can work at a corporate, you can work at an organization, you can work at a non-for-profit. They're all at the bottom. They're all communities of people who got together and somebody is paying them. Okay, in some cases, they are being paid from the profit that the company makes. If it's a government institution, they are being paid from the government. If they are non-for-profit, again, there are some relationship with government or insurance companies. So at the end of the day, you are dealing with a community of people. So you need to understand how to contribute to communities so you will be able to be. That's why I see a lot. Go to BT Core and go to Hall of Hearts. Read people feedbacks. A lot of people who had jobs join our community and now they are being promoted because they learn to take responsibility. They learn to talk their ideas in the right way, not just randomly. They learn. Behrad was an IT lead in the organization. Now he was telling me I got promoted to the software development IT lead. So he came out of his comfort zone. He started taking more. And now he has a bigger, better position with better pay. Zara did the same. A lot of you guys are doing the same because you have job now. You learn how to step up, how to contribute better to the communities, right? And this is another community. If you step up here, if you level up here, if you do the things here, you will eventually, it becomes part of you. And any company that you go there, you do it better. And a lot of you don't know what networking is. I tell you what networking is. Networking is not follow up. If you go apply and then you go to the person and say, hey, I followed up, please check my resume. Good luck. Oh, sorry, good fucking luck. Because that is just pure asking. That is the worst thing that you can do to your application. People think they are so good if they apply and then go follow up and say, hey, I follow up, please check my resume. That's actually give you a negative. Why a person should check your resume because you just apply? Because 100 other people are doing the same. How different are you? You just went and asked more. The system doesn't reward your asks. The system is tired of your asks. Yeah, again, maybe 15 years ago when we applied on Workopolis, follow-up worked. Because back in the days, nobody followed up. So when we follow up, it was fun. It was new, it was different. But you go follow up now, who cares? You just need to kill that ego and understand the reality. Follow-up is not networking. Asking is not networking. You guys just ask. I don't understand. I bring people to this community free. I teach them for free. I give them a lot of insider for free. And at the end of the day, not all of you, some of you come message me, okay, what else? What is more? I was expecting more. I was expecting this. And I tell them, go F yourself. What did you do for me? You just consume my content and everything, and now you want more. This is exactly opposite of networking that I talk about. So if your mindset is like that, good luck finding a job. Good luck getting a good relationship, building a rapport with a recruiter or with the manager. Because networking is showing up consistently without pressure. I give you an example. Networking with the recruiter is how many times you interacted with their posts, how many times you took time and read their post and commented a valuable comments, a valuable feedback that actually sparks ideas in their mind. Because you can tell a difference between just a comment or a comment well taken care of, well taught. Well, if you spend time and read my posts and absorb it and then respond to it, I can tell how much time you spend reading that article or comment. This is the exact same thing you need to do with recruiters and HR people or managers that are going to hire you on LinkedIn. That is called networking. People are mistaken networking with just simply asking, okay, give me that job because I applied. Give me that job because I fixed my resume based on Alex's scores. Give me that job. No, nobody is giving you a job. Nobody has to give you a job. Nobody owes you nothing. Change that mindset right now. If you want to succeed in North America, you have to change a lot of your mindsets. And this is one of them. And we have so many case studies, guys. So many case studies. Sometimes it's hard for me to collect all of these case studies. For example, Masood, he stopped random LinkedIn use. A lot of you are using LinkedIn randomly and you think it doesn't work. No, because you don't use it properly. You don't know how the platform works. You don't act it with emotion. LinkedIn is not an Instagram that you like and just follow, unfollow. No, LinkedIn is an engine, is where you position yourself, is where you become visible, is where you have meaningful conversations, that those conversations are a form of written and in a form of talking when you learn how to secure a meeting time with those recruiters. So interviews doesn't always have to, this is very important, take note. Interviews doesn't always have to be started from the recruiter or the manager. Interviews can start from you. And that's called requested meeting. That's called coffee time, coffee chat. A lot of people in the community start learning that, and now they're reaching out to people and they're securing their calendar and they start talking to them. We had one of the psychologists doing that actually. She secured the time with one of the top leadership in one of the in her field, and they went out for coffee. How amazing is that? Instead of sitting and applying and become depressed, now you're going out having coffee with the decision makers. So this is called saving energy, because clarity saves that energy. And if you do things intentional, it multiplies your efforts. Forget the old model. I've said it many times. Forget the old model. Start doing the tasks that you learn here, and you will see results as soon as 7 days. We have another case, Mariam. She stopped being passive. A lot of you are passive. A lot of you are invisible even in this community. I see names, but I haven't seen it before. I go check your contributions. I see you have watched a lot of videos, but you haven't contributed anything. Contribution, before it's good for us, it's good for you, because you learn how to write. I get messages from some of you. You think that I'm your friend on WhatsApp. One line, then one line, then another line, then think for 5 minutes, then another line. It's like messaging to someone randomly and asking for help. I always say, if you have a question, first, you need to learn how to write it properly in one paragraph, simple, to the point. Not messaging someone randomly, especially if you want a piece of time from me that I'm dealing with more than 2,000 students alone on the community, let alone the messages I get on Instagram and Facebook and nowadays YouTube, because I started a YouTube channel. So you need to be respectful of your time and my time, and you need to start using this community properly. If you're in this community, you haven't watched the onboarding videos, you're probably doing something wrong, because we have an onboarding video. We teach you exactly where to go, what to do, how to post your questions. We have a Q&A section. We want you, and this is the mindset shift that you need to do, because you start changing that behavior, and that behavior will carry with you to your job. Wherever you go, that behavior will come with you. If you're having problem with the low energy, even if you get a job, you go to the company, you're so low on energy, they will fire you, they will let you go. Nobody wants a low energy person around them. So if you're dealing with low energy, fix that first. And how we fix that? First, by contribution. Your energy comes from giving energy. I always talk about that in my lectures. You only get energy in this world, in this planet, if you start giving that energy. A lot of people become depressed because they have no friends. Why? Because you don't have anybody to interact with, or they have negative friends, or bad friends, or people who put you down. You need to start finding good friends in this community. This community is designed for elite people. And if you're elite, you will progress. You'll go to the PT core, then you go to the next step, then we'll have more teams, more sessions, more things happens organically. But if you're low energy, you will stay in your energy if you keep hanging out with people around you who are low energy. So the first thing first, forget and block anybody who's giving you bad energy. Energy is the most important thing that you need to protect. I have a lot of posts about it in the community. You can also search stuff in the community. It's like Google. Put energy on the top of search bar, see what pops up, go read all of them about energy. Any keyword you want to learn, go put it on the top search bar. So energy is very important, and energy comes from giving first. It doesn't come from getting. If you think you're low energy, somebody has to give you energy, sorry. You will start giving energy, and then people react to you. And then it comes back. And then you get yourself on a cycle of energy, and that starts with giving. The moment you give, the same thing. Why this works? Because once you do this here, it becomes part of you. And you take that part of you to LinkedIn. You start giving that energy to recruiters. You start giving that compliment to managers. You start giving that compliment to hiring people, decision makers, and they start noticing you. And now you're not invisible anymore. This is the secret. This is the magic. This is the secret sauce. This is beautiful. And you start loving the experience. You start seeing that, oh my God, people are reacting to me. People are talking to me. People are paying me attention. Why? Because you paid attention first, but in a right way. I've had examples of people who went and did the networking in a wrong way, and they got disappointed and depressed afterwards because they did it wrong and they got bad feedback. This is another thing, the cycle of feedback. We give you feedback in this community. If you don't want to contribute to the community, you don't get feedback. And don't expect to get feedback from me on a text or in a 1-hour weekly call, because that's too short window of feedback. I can give you feedback, but you need a lot more. You need to engage with a lot more people to get that feedback non-stop. You become on a cycle of feedback, and that becomes part of it. Very important. Another case study, Shiri, understanding visibility mechanics. She optimized headline using SEO logic that I taught her, engage intentionally after sending connections, because once you start sending those connections, you have to act upon it. It's not just that send connections and boom. You have to act with that's why in the networking lecture, in the networking course, day 2, we teach you that from now on, you treat people as the key person. Every person that you start connecting with is worth go looking, researching, and talking to, and reading their posts and connecting with them, because now you're not connecting with random people. If you're connecting with random people, you don't have time for every one of them to pay attention. You will start talking to key people only. You will start connecting with key people and remove those bad connections. You don't want bad connections around you on LinkedIn. You don't want that. Another problem, I see people treat LinkedIn as it's Instagram. They just want more connection. No, that doesn't help you. More connection is no good. It's just extra noise. You want less connections, but quality connections. If you have 200 connections, but you know all of them, you have interacted with them. If you spend time every day, 5 minutes, go talk to them, write comments for them, read their content, understand what they do, understand how they work. That is way, way, way more effective than having 2,000 connections and you don't know any of them. And this is the way you use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a totally different tool, is a totally different beast than Instagram or Facebook that you think it is. And that will naturally increase visibility, and it will create a stronger signals for you, because LinkedIn rewards intentional behavior. It doesn't reward noise. If you need to, from this session on, you need to be able to spot the noise on LinkedIn. If you see any post, any comment that is not helping you toward your next career goal, cut it right now, because you don't want noise. LinkedIn requires focus. LinkedIn requires meaningful connections. And the networking engine we're going to create in these 3 days, it comes from energy that you get from me, from the sessions, from each other, identity that you will have on LinkedIn based on the LinkedIn course, and the daily action. If you miss any of them, your engine will stop. Doesn't work. You need the 3 of them. And the more you do the 3 of them, the more you like it and the more you want to do it. Right? It's exactly like you have a personal trainer for fitness. What personal trainer does for you? They don't exercise on your behalf. They just help you to get on a momentum and do the exercise daily. And the more you do it, the more you sweat, the more you lose weight, the more you like it, you become addicted. Then you can remove the personal trainer. You do it every day for the rest of your life. Until you can't, then you do it again. It gives you a push, then you do it again. Then you know the actions, then you know the reps, then you know the equipments. Then after that, you know all of them, then you just need the energy. Exactly same ideology here. Now I give you secrets. I know the equipment, I give you the tools, and I give you the energy. I get you on a momentum. You start doing this on a daily basis, and boom, you see everything changes. After a while, you get the first job, maybe you go to the second job, you have a job, because you will need a structure forever, guys. This is exactly like personal training engine, because you get a job, then after a while you get a stock. You need change. You need to change your career. Either you want to go up the ladder in the same organization or want to change your organization. Then you need the whole thing. But the insiders you already have, because I taught you. You know the system. You know how the system works. You have watched the secrets of networking, secrets of hiring system in North America. Then you might just lose the energy. Then you come back to the community and get that energy. That's how the system will evolve. And inside Premium, people don't just learn this once. We repeat it daily. We track it. We protect momentum. Because in the free zone, I don't have a way to verify all the members. There are so many members, and we are going to 2,000 very soon. So it's too many people for us to handle, right? So if you jump to the BTE core, then you will have more quality time with me, with other members, and you can get that momentum much, much, much easier. That's what we do. We track it every day. So for today, we have a task for you, okay? You want to start declaring your engine. So what you do today, once I post this video in the community, You need to post your target role. You need to understand what your target role is. We have done it extensively in the LinkedIn course and resume course, because you will have to do research on that. You will have to do a lot of researching and positioning and understanding what exactly where you want to go and how you want to approach that. And you do research based on demand. You need to understand how many of the jobs that maybe you want a job, maybe you're interested in a position that it's not even available in North America. Maybe there's not a lot of jobs available for it. So you don't want to go there. I had an example, one of you here, he was looking for SEO jobs. And we realized that SEO is over. Nobody wants SEO anymore. People are looking into other AEO, for example, ask engine optimization, or the marketing industry is shifting. So you need to be on top of that. You need to understand what wording the recruiters are using these days. So that is the research that you learn how to do that research to be able to go for best jobs and the jobs that are in demand. You don't want to just find any job, because you might lose it in a year or two. You don't want that. You are thinking long term. And be patient, guys. Some people come to me, hey, I did that. And I said, how many years are you being jobless? She said 2 years. And I said, you've been jobless for 2 years. And now you joined the community 2 days ago, and now you're in rush. What kind of mindset is that? She was telling me, I'm in rush. I need to get the answer to this. And I said, you don't have your problem comes from your personality and attitude, because you're not clear. You don't have that state control. You've been doing Uber for 2 years. You didn't have a job for 2 years. And now on the second day here, you just want to rush into things and think that. No, you need to, first of all, be calm, leave your stress, have a state control, do the task step by step, give it at least 7 days, not in 2 or 3 days, at least 7 days, do the task. And then I say 7 to 60 days is the best perfect timing for you to start seeing results. On the day 7, you start understanding things, but you have to do the daily task every day until the day 60, so you can have that engine works for you. You build this engine, and then this engine will bring you jobs every day. Recruiters will start contacting you. You will start contacting them. So for now, for today, because we're over time, you will start writing these sentences under this post. For the next 3 days, you write this, okay? For the next 3 days, I commit to showing up within why. What is why? Up. Your daily networking window. So some of you like to work in the morning. Some of you like to work in the afternoon. Some of you like to work midnight. You can work any time of the day, but you need to at least do it for 2 to 3 hours per day. So you identify that window, and you say, I'm showing up within 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., whatever you posted there, and max out my connections with individuals in X industry. What is X? Up. Your target role or industry. You have to identify your target role and industry. If you're confused there, I highly recommend you to take the networking accelerator, where I teach you during 4 days and for 2 hours. I teach you how to research about jobs and how to come up with a list. We have a tracker, how to come up with a list of targeted roles that you should be working in, not just you want to work with, because you need to understand where the future is before making that decision. And guys, beside from all of these lectures, the Q&As, which everybody has access. Q&A is free access for people in the free course and people in the paid. Everybody has those Q&As. If you have time to go through them, a lot of good question came up, especially people didn't have good direction. They didn't know what to do. And most of them are in Farsi. So if you're having difficulty in English, go watch those Q&As. A lot of good questions. A lot of people were not sure where to go, what to do, what is the next role could be, how they transform them, research, because they are purely based on questions from people. And that might be your question too. So I highly recommend, if you have those kind of questions, go watch the Q&As, the recorded Q&As. It's for free. So this is gonna be your task. Under this post, you write, for the next 3 days, I commit to showing up within this to that time. And for example, I commit to show up today between 10, right now it's 11:10, let's say between 10 to 11:30. I commit to this community. But even before that, I've been spending a lot of time creating this presentation for you, because I think it's important. And why this matters, why this activity matters. First, you make a public commitment. That will result in higher attendance. If you make your commitment public, it naturally it will boost you to attend more, be present more, and do the tasks. Our community feed will fills with challenges, posts, and energy. And this energy will come back to you. As I always talk about energy, go read all the articles we had about energy. Those are very helpful, guys. Those people who couldn't attend or didn't attend see momentum and join you. And the more people join your movement and your mission, the faster you go forward. The more questions arise, the more feedback you get, the more ideas spark in your mind, and the new things will happen. Also, you identify serious people immediately and build rapport, because you all need to care about serious people. Serious people help serious people. And the fact that your next job comes from a serious recruiter or a serious manager who is serious in hiring. And when they see a serious person like you who network like crazy, who has a personal brand on LinkedIn, who does this, does deliver energy to them, they say, oh my God, this is the guy. If he come join our company, we would be dying to have him, because he's an energy butterfly. He's a social butterfly. He just gives us energy, right? That's what we want. That's why you're attending my calls, because I give you energy. And you should be that person, any company that you go work for, at least for the immediate team members around you. You should be able to generate energy and give energy, because that energy will come back to you. And people reward energy. So for next session, which is tomorrow, we're going to talk about how to unlock opportunities and create a pipeline of opportunities from this engine that we are going to build on LinkedIn. And I'm going to talk about a lot of sales thinking, because what you guys are missing is personal branding and sales thinking. Personal branding is another version of sales, because you are selling yourself. You are selling your values. You're selling your identity. You're selling your experiences. That's why a lot of you come to me and say, hey, I have a gap in my resume. What should I do? And I say, that doesn't matter at all. Don't even include it, because you are in a business of sales yourself, sales your personal brand. You don't talk about your gaps. You talk about what you can do. And if you can convince them what you can do, nobody cares about your gap. Gap is just a man-made word for institutions to sell you their packages, to sell you their ideas, which are all wrong. Gap can be very good at some point, and I gave that example in the other session. A lot of people take off 1 year, go travel the world, enjoy themselves, come back, and they get rewarded because they had the balls to quit and go travel around the world, come back with a lot of energy and new experiences. You can look at it as a gap. You can look at it as an experience year. You can look at it as again, promotion. One lady in one of the organizations I was helping with, she got promoted after having the 1 year gap, as per to you guys. So it's funny. It's funny how your mindset is structured and how your mindset is configured. I don't know based on what. Maybe based on other jobless people who teach you how to do this, or based on what you carry from home country. So leave everything you have, like unlearn everything you learned, and put it outside the door of this community. When you come to this community, I'll teach you the real world. And why I teach you, I spoke about my experiences in the first, And you can also go to day 0, read about me, who am I, what I've done, introduce yourself. If you haven't done day 0, it's very important. Go there, introduce yourself based on my template. Okay, guys, thank you so much. We cannot have questions today. We can do it probably tomorrow because we went over the time. Thanks for attending. I'll post this video in the group. Make sure to do the task and start that engine from today. Tomorrow we get on the sales talk. Okay, take care. Have a good day.